up, everybody? I'm Leo Ray's Rayon.
I'm Josh Glazer.
And today we're going to be talking about Gronkowski and Tom Brady reunion. Man, how do you feel about this?
Man, they're getting all the old folks back together.
Yeah, it's looking like a
They got
retirement
they
home.
got Brady. This is like, oh, I guess Brady's trying to go out like his boyhood idol Montana. But Montana made the playoffs, so that last year with Kansas City.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know, man. Like, it's not a big deal to me because I don't think Gronk is going to be healthy when it matters.
yeah.
Dude's been out of football. Dude's 30 years old. The shit that's broken on him doesn't heal in 1 year. Like that's the kind of shit. Like he came into the league broken, so all of a sudden you think he's gonna get healthy in 1 year. It's kind of pie in the sky. Kind of feels kind of dumb. I feel like it's a big letdown. I think their offense will be fine without him, and they'll still be good. So you'll hear all the people talking about how he's really changed the offense and he's been a part of it, and everyone's going to mention Brady and Gronk and all these stupid ass videos they're putting out, and
Mhm.
they're acting like, oh, we're having fun now because we've been we've been saved from Belichick and his evil winning ways. Like we were talking
Man,
about this other day.
man, like I think like it's kind of weird because like I feel like I guess Bruce Arians and the Bucks are just completely giving up on OJ Howard. I guess because it really doesn't make sense to have all three of them with Brady. And
There's one word for it, one phrase. He gone. He
it's just
gone.
it's just like, man, there's so many levels to this. I mean, personally, like I think that they should keep him. I think they should find a way to use him and Gronk just because Gronk isn't like he's not as explosive as he used to be. You
And he's
know.
not going to be able to, like, what is you going to roll him out there? And if they were smart, they would only roll him out there in like red zone possessions. Once they
Hmm.
get in the red zone, you don't play him the rest of the other side of the rest of the field. Doesn't even play. And you got three tight ends that are all potentially good. I
Hmm.
mean, if they were creative with it, but that's never been Arians' way. He always likes speed and stretching down the field, and it's not that OJ can't do that. He just hasn't. So I don't know, man. I'm not. I think I think Brady and them are going to get better. Obviously, probably make the playoffs as a wild card. But I mean, defense is still a defense. The offensive line is still overrated in my eyes. I may just be a hater from being a Saints fan, but it makes me feel better about how Breeze is handling this shit and how him and Sean Payton, their dynamic versus a Belichick. And you can say, oh, Belichick ran one more and blah, blah, blah. He's a better coach. Okay, great, but it doesn't mean you have to handle players a certain way. It's real interesting that they're both making this whole thing of like, oh, we've been exonerated. Not exonerated, that's not the right word, but we've been freed from this bullshit over here in New England. So
Yeah, when they got 6 Super Bowl rings. I mean, like
yeah,
shit.
I know. I mean,
Like,
oh, poor fucking babies. Oh my god. Oh,
I
Tommy
mean,
couldn't. Tommy couldn't use this fucking trainer the way he wanted to. He couldn't
I,
get like foot massages on the plane or whatever.
I
Like
just
what
I
the
just
hell?
feel like I just think, man, like I don't know, bro. I want to say that. I mean, it's interesting. I guess it's entertaining, but I don't understand. Like you're about to trade away one of the best young tight ends, like as far as potential. I mean, I don't. It doesn't make sense to be honest. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I'm not even worried about that. I think
Uh,
that ship is already sailed. I think they can't trade him. Like they're not getting any value back, so they're just holding on, and hoping that close to the draft, some teams in the fourth round are like, "Oh, we don't really like any players on the board here, so we're going to give you our fourth rounder for OJ."
I mean, what kind of steal would that be, though? Shit.
I don't, I don't
I mean,
know.
I think
OJ
it
is
would.
a freak, but I mean, we don't have to make this OJ Howard pod, but I just don't. There's a lot of mental issues there, processing and just consistency and consistent effort, and there's just a lot of crap that I don't know. He would be good if he could learn under a veteran tight end somewhere else. But if he gets traded somewhere like Washington where he has to be the guy, it's
Yeah.
just gonna be the same thing over again. But back to Gronk, man. And you look, the thing that really like is weird about this shit is if you looked at him a couple of weeks or months ago, The dude was lost how many pounds of muscle?
He looks really skinny.
He
He
was
looks,
really. I mean, I saw the most recent video, and he's a little bit bigger again. But I mean, what do you think? How do you think his body's going to react to that? That I'm not a doctor, and I don't pretend to be one, but like, how does that affect someone's body when it's fluctuating weight and muscle mass and all that? You know, it's kind of just a strange situation.
yeah, yeah. So I don't know, man. I mean, hopefully, I don't know. It's just like I don't get how that's really. I don't know, man. I just feel like they need to keep both of them and like just have OJ Howard learn under
Well, I mean,
him.
their best tight end is still Cameron Brate. Like,
Yeah,
he's a bad dude. Like, and he
yeah,
just
and then
hasn't been
Brady
used
too.
correctly.
But it's
Brate is
just
probably better than both of them still. So he's still tight end one. Gronk is probably tight end two, and OJ Howard's tight end three at this point.
man,
OJ's not going to be there.
it's just fucking sad, bro. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, does this change your opinion on them at all? Like,
The only way it changes anything is if they're really, really specific on how they're going to use him. Like I talked about, only in the red zone during the regular season. And then, and you get the postseason, and he's maybe healthy at that point, then you can unleash him and really try to
yeah,
he can have one of those throwback games.
yeah,
But that's the only way he legitimately affects this the NFC South race and the NFC race overall.
yeah,
And if to taking it from perspective of a Saints fan, like it's actually good news for the Saints, meaning they're going to have less speed on the field when they put more tight ends on. And Saints do better against less speed, like the less little fast guys, the better we do, which is why the only guy that's really ever given us trouble on that current iteration of the Bucs is Godwin. And he's not super fast, but he gave us a little bit of trouble over the slot last time we played him before we were like putting Jameis into a sleeper hold every other play.
yeah. So, man, it's just an interesting day, man. I don't know. We'll see what happens though. Yeah,
Does
man.
this change your how you view them in terms of their record or anything?
No, but I mean, it kind of just makes me think that damn, like I don't know, Brady has a lot of power. I mean, I don't know, and that's another thing too. I wanted to talk about too, man. Is just like it's crazy, like how much influence he has. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I think part of this is also the guy that's if I'm not incorrect, I believe the GM there is also a New England guy,
oh yeah.
Jason Light. I think he's spent time there, so I don't necessarily think this is a big Brady flex. I think this is more of
No, but I mean, even still, like I want to say, Ndamukong Suh was thinking about leaving, and then when he heard Brady was coming back, Brady
oh
was
yeah,
coming.
yeah. Well, so
Like,
that's been widely reported that multiple players have been banging down the door of the Bucs
yeah,
to
yeah,
try to sign and play with Brady, which makes sense. I mean, you want to win.
yeah, yeah.
Well, actually, I mean, not a ton of players in the NFL want to win, but
But a lot of them. I mean,
yeah, there's you can kind of see who the real dogs are and who really will take less to win.
yeah, yeah,
You see there. I think there's going to be a kind of after the draft. There's going to be kind of a cascade of vets that haven't signed yet. That's going to come and fill out their roster, which is going to probably help them, but also again increase that variance of where this team can go. Because if the more old people you have, the more likely people get hurt. The more likely they may play better at their highest level, but their lowest level, it could fall completely off a cliff with
yeah,
you're relying on a bunch of vets. Like Tom Brady, the last game he played was garbage. I know he didn't have any great players on that defense, but that offense, but when has that ever been an excuse that he's used before? Like, why is that now excuse when before he was throwing passes to freaking Troy Brown and David Patton in the Super Bowls?
I mean, shit. But
He had
like,
one great player. He's had the same amount of talent he's had for years.
yeah, but I mean, I don't know, dude. The past few, I mean, the Patriots. I mean, I hate to say the Patriots were trash, but I mean,
seriously,
O-line,
no. Let's have this conversation because it's kind of pisses me off. Acting like they had 1 year where they were fucking stacked.
I think. Well, okay, outside of
Edelman's been there, and then before that, it was always Welker.
Yeah, yeah.
And the only
I mean,
other guy
Walker was a dog. I mean, like
Welker and Edelman are the same players. What I'm saying.
Exactly.
So it's not you didn't lose anything, and Edelman's still there, and he was there last year.
I
So
mean, I
the
feel
only
like it's a
difference
lot.
is
It's a
Randy
lot of different
Moss.
reasons. Well, I feel like and Deion Branch was good. I'm gonna say I think Troy Brown was good. You know
Deion
what I mean?
Branch,
He was good. I mean, he was better than what the hell they had. He's better than who's the other guy? Who? So they had. I mean, shit. They had Philip Dorsett, who didn't run. Barely knew the playbook. Apparently, you know what I mean. After 3 years of
the
being there.
biggest issue is they're like allergic to drafting good receivers. So I don't know what the and Philip Dorsett wasn't even their pick. They thought they could do a
Yeah, they thought.
reclamation project from the
Yeah, yeah,
Colts.
yeah, and that didn't work out. I
No,
guess.
because there's a point where I think Brady's offense got to a point where he was so unforgiving and kind of an asshole that young players would come in and had zero chance to succeed there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not something I've heard a lot, but it makes sense with how you kind of see Brady as a person and kind of how he ran the ship on offense. Both him and Josh McDaniels, they didn't really seem to dumb it down for any players the way that you have to do with young players, and then you build them up. I.e., look at Michael Thomas with the Saints. He came in that first year, he ran a shit ton of slants, a couple of curls, just kind of what he knew how to run already.
mm-hmm.
And he did his job, and then you keep adding and adding, and I think that's kind of part of the hubris that might be missing over there in New England. But that's a whole nother pod. We can do a post-op on their whole dynasty and everything if we want to eventually. We
Yeah,
have some other people smarter than us come on and talk about it too. But that's
yeah,
kind of where it's at. I mean, it's not a big deal to me, and I think that it may actually end up working well for the Saints because it gets their expectations up, but it also gets more pressure to a lot of these young guys that they have on defense
mm-hmm.
and in other positions.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's gonna be interesting, man. It's an interesting year. I mean, we'll see what happens. You have anything else you want to say about that?
Oh,
All right, y'all. I think that's about it, man. What do y'all think? Do y'all think this is a good move, or do y'all think this is a bad move, or do you just kind of feel like whatever? All right, y'all.
and to be clear, it's not a bad
It's
move.
not bad, yeah.
It's just like
I mean, what does
it's
it?
a
It
shrug
doesn't change.
emoji.
It doesn't really change shit, you know.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't change anything, and it may. I don't know. It may actually deplete their depth at the position because they think they have more than they do.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's a good point. But I think OJ Howard's not even the is not even it. It's like it's beyond that where they probably won't draft the tight end because they have Gronk
That's
now, which
yeah.
is something they should probably do, or draft another receiver, or I don't know. It's who knows what happens with that team, but
Yeah, man.
it'll be entertaining. Wish it could be on Hard Knocks.
It's like I wanted to say it's like a wrestling episode, but like it's
But
almost
it
like
is
a
no,
movie.
it is. You got two people that are like big ass, big what's it called?
WWE.
Egos
There you
and
go. Yeah, yeah.
big energy on the screen. And it's like they're kind of tag teaming the rest of the league. And
Yeah.
then there was a stupid report where it was something like someone asked the NFC South assistant what they thought, and they're like, "Oh, it's shit got real now" or something. Like seriously,
I
what
mean,
made you think that?
yeah. I thought it was already pretty tough. It was already
Yeah.
tough, you know.
It's gonna
I
be a
mean,
hell of a 2.5 team race.
yeah. I mean, shit. But yeah, man. I think that's about it, y'all. So we're gonna have some more stuff. The draft is tomorrow. Um, yeah. Just stay tuned.
Yeah, y'all take care.
All right, peace.